at Stamford Bridge away. Kind of feels like a nothing game, really. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not really excited about this game. It doesn't. It just feels like we're going to lose, probably not score, and everyone will just start moaning again. But this is actually, it feels like an important game. Or sorry, it is an important game, but it doesn't feel like it. Like I've seen people on Twitter speaking about it and saying it just feels like a dead rubber, and it does. But this is a really important game for both sides. Like I don't really pay attention to the league above us a lot of the time because we're not involved. But Arsenal are only 3 points behind Chelsea. They're on obviously Arsenal are on 63, Chelsea are on 66. Tottenham are only on 61 as well. So if we beat Chelsea and Tottenham and Arsenal win their respective games, then all of a sudden they're both 2 points behind them, and Chelsea could finish outside the top four, which no one would have said a few weeks ago. Chelsea in a very similar situation to us. As soon as they got knocked out against Real Madrid, it feels like they lost to Brentford, they lost to Man United, they lost to Arsenal, they lost to Everton, or dropped points, sorry, to Man United, and it kind of feels like their season's just kind of died, and it feels like the same for us since that Leeds game. Obviously, with the Raul Jimenez red card, and it kind of feels like the momentum's changed from there. And this is a big game for us as well. Brighton are only 5 points behind us. I know we've played an extra game. Leicester could still catch us. They've got a game in hand on us as well, and their fixtures aren't that bad either. So I know being eighth literally means nothing. Like there's no real difference between finish eighth and 10th. But you still want to finish eighth and kind of be the best of the rest. Um, However, saying all that about it being an important game, I'd still make changes. I think you have to. There's been some rumours coming out of the club that there's like discontent and all that. I think that's bollocks, to be honest. I don't think there is. I think that happens at clubs all around the country. Like players arguing about little things. I just think it only leaks out when some stuff's going wrong. But I don't really think there's any issues in that squad. But I would make some changes. The one thing I had an issue with Nuno last season was when the season was dead. We all knew it was dead when we beat Southampton away. We played Southampton twice. We played them in the cup, and we played them in the league. And Nuno basically rested the whole side in the cup and completely prioritised the league game, and we won it. And there was about 8 games left, I think. Everyone knew we were staying up. And he didn't play Vitinha. He didn't play Ray Nuri. He didn't play, obviously, Max Kilman. He didn't play Keanu Hervey. He didn't play any of the kids. He played Sace and Matinho and Bolly and Cody and all these guys that were on Nelson Semedo that were on bad form. I mean, Semedo wasn't that bad, but they played all these guys that were old. We all knew what they were. And he just kept playing them and playing them and playing them. And it was like, you might as well experiment for next season. And maybe that was because Nuno knew he was going to lose his job at the end, maybe. But for Bruno, it feels like obviously there's going to be a big overhaul in the summer. Why not give Chiquinho a game? Why not give Totti Gomez, especially Totti? I feel like Totti Gomez has to play this game. I've got nothing against Robin Sace or Willy Bolly. I don't. I think they both had pretty decent seasons whenever they played, especially Robin Sace. But Totti Gomez has come back. He's been patient. He could have gone back on loan to Grasshoppers. He didn't let us down against Brentford or Southampton. If anything, I thought he was actually really good in both those games. Why? We already know what Roman Sace is. He'll probably sign a 1-year contract. We all know what he is. We all know what he's good and bad at. These games aren't going to change it. Whereas with Totti Gomez, this is a big moment in his career. If he plays badly, we know he's not good enough. Fine. If he plays really well, we can either ingratiate him into the first team or get him a really good loan for next season and either bring him in the season after or flip him and get some value. Like I don't really see what the downside is in him giving him minutes. I don't think he was much of a downgrade on Sace when Sace went to AFCON. Since Sace has come back, he's been a lot worse. So if Totti Gomez keeps his level from before, I don't really think it's a net downgrade in the defence, and he's a lot younger. We can just see what he's about. With Chiquinho, the attack's boring. I don't care. I don't care who he picks in the attack. Like Hwang annoys me. Like I really Hwang irritates me more than any of our other forwards. But I don't care who he plays. He could pick this front three, and I wouldn't be that excited because I feel like it's more of a system thing. Like it's not really a coincidence that all of our forwards have been terrible this season, bar Daniel Pedence, who's injured all the time and still doesn't have great output really. Although his underlying numbers are good, but I don't think the attack's going to necessarily change overnight. I think that'll be a pre-season thing and a recruitment thing. So I don't really care who plays up front. So I'd just try and build Pedro Nesa's fitness up for a half. Try and give some confidence to Fabio Silva and just blood Chiquinho. I don't know. I know this Chelsea game is important technically, but I don't think some fresh blood will hurt. And I don't think Totti Gomez is too much of a downgrade on Sace. And I don't think Chiquinho can be any worse than Trincao or Hwang right now. And same with Fabio Silva for a while. So that's what I do. I'd rotate a bit. And I just want to see a response. I just want to see him run around a bit and maybe score a goal. I don't think that's too much to ask. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.